Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing really well. In today's video I have a kind of story time video to tell you guys, and these are kind of perfume stories, or let's say insane or crazy perfume stories that I heard of or that I have seen or that I think are just a bit kind of crazy to see or to experience this. I mean, to be honest, I'm not being judgmental. It's just one of those things that people like to collect. People like to, keep, and you know how people collect handbags or coins or kind of post stamps. And obviously there are some people out there in the world who like to collect certain kind of related perfume stuff. I'm gonna get right into it, starting off with the less obviously weird thing and then moving on to the most kind of weirdest thing that I've seen or have heard of. And do you know what, these are kind of the things that people who are into brands or into kind of luxury designer perfumes, they like to collect this kind of stuff. And obviously the first thing I want to mention, obviously I'm one of those collectors myself. I collect also perfumes. I give away a lot of perfumes to my friends and to my family, but yeah, the first thing obviously we all do is to collect the perfumes in general. Now I don't know if you guys can see my collection over there. I have a bunch of perfumes. The collection is growing slightly, however I try to get rid of as much as I can because I'm not of a hoarder that much. However, I do like to collect the perfumes that I personally enjoy and I personally use and I personally like. So that's why I have these fragrances out on my display, because I use them on a daily basis. I wear them, and collecting perfumes, I'm not the only one who does it. There are honestly other people in the world who have more crazier perfume collection than I do. I've seen so many videos, pictures on Insta Reels, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, that people have so many big perfume collections, and I literally have the fraction of it, and I hardly got any perfumes, to be honest, because I just give them away. To be honest, collecting perfumes is not a bad thing. We all love perfumes. We all like to have our favorite ones from favorite brands or favorite scents you like. This is one of those things that everybody does. I do it myself, so it's not like of a big deal. The next thing that people like to collect is miniatures. Now these are miniatures of perfumes, and to be honest, miniatures are actually something very hard to find. Not every brand does miniatures, but if they do, they hardly produce anything, and they don't really give out miniatures to everyone. They only give miniatures to their VIP customers, or people who spend a lot of money, or people who are like loyal customers to a specific brand, counter or department store, and those people are lucky enough to get like a miniature of a perfume. And as I said, I think I filmed like a video on my shorts or on my TikTok. I actually have them in here as well. Like, miniature perfumes are like small little miniatures. For example, this is the Spice Bomb miniature, and obviously I have the big Spice Bomb here as well. So people like to collect this kind of miniatures. They are actually really cute. Not only they have a purpose for traveling, they're also very lovely to, you can travel with these. You don't have to take your big bottle with you, because this will actually last you for a very long time as well. But in general, miniature is something very cute, very unique and very different, and I actually get the idea why people collect miniatures. They're actually not for sale, and as I said, you get them for free from your kind of sales associate if you are a loyal customer to the brand, and if you shop there regularly, and if you are known at the specific department stores, you get the miniatures because they like to treat you as a good customer. And miniatures are for something that, as I said, who spend a lot of money and who like to get treated nicely. Actually, collecting miniatures are something very nice and very different. It's like collecting coins or post stamps, I would say. However, let's move on to the more kind of weird things, which are the last three weird things I want to mention. And the first one being, people collect samples. Now, samples, perfume samples, we get them for free. Everybody can get them. Everybody can go and ask for a perfume sample and you can get them. However, there are people who like to collect those samples, which I think is a bit kind of weird. I mean, samples are something that you just spray and they literally finish within 2-3 sprays and that's it. I don't know if the people are collecting who don't spray them or just spray them and keep the packaging of it. I mean, they all look the same, small little miniature, like 1.2 milliliters of samples, which come like with the outer packaging. But that's a very weird thing for me. Like, who is collecting those samples? I mean, I get a lot of samples, I wear them, and then once they finish I just throw them away in the bin, and I don't keep them there for a period of time in order for me to make a memory or collect them, so I don't really do that. The other weird thing I want to mention is that people collect blotters. Now blotters are those paper cards that sales associates spray on the paper or the blotter and hand it to the customer in order to smell it. Now, those papers, every single brand has their own paper, they have their own kind of writing on it, like for example Armani has a writing on it, Paco Rabanne has a writing on it, Dior, Chanel, everybody has their own kind of blotters, and it has kind of the writing on it, the brand, or it's kind of embossed. And also every single kind of blotter is different shape, like you'll find small ones, taller ones, like longer ones, kind of nicely shape or nicely kind of cut kind of blotters, and actually they're very nice and different. But what would you do with those blotters? What would you do with those papers, which I just don't understand. I mean, I just don't understand why would people collect those blotters. I mean, it's nice to spray on it and then smell it, and then once the perfume smell goes, you can chuck it in the bin, because what are you gonna do with it? I mean, there's no kind of purpose of them. I mean, with miniatures, at least you use them and you can keep those kind of mini bottles once they finish. But with blotters, I don't really get the meaning of it. And the last thing I want to mention is that people collect bags. Now, this is not a weird thing that people collect bags. If you want to use it for something, like if you have a purpose, if you want to reuse it and save the environment by buying more bags. But those kind of bags that you get from shops, if it's department stores, or if it's the brands that you purchase from, like let's say Dior, Chanel, Gucci, Armani, if you get those kind of branded bags, people like to collect those bags. I mean, if you collect them and if you keep them somewhere nice for presentations, then okay, interesting. But if you don't use them and if you just keep them like that, it's very interesting to me. But if you use them and reuse them and kind of do the purpose of it, like you reuse the bag by putting something else on it, and you know, then this makes sense to me why you're keeping those bags. But honestly, I get those bags again quite a lot, and I just reuse them. I reuse them till they break, till they're not in longer use. I then throw them away, because it's a waste of space. I mean, who's got the kind of space in the house or the room to keep those bags on display? Because I clearly don't, because the houses in London are just like terrible shoeboxes. But in general, I just don't understand why would people keep those bags. And unless you have a purpose, if you want to use them, then great. But in general, by looking at these points, starting with collecting perfumes, miniatures, then we move on to samples, then the blotters, and then the bags. I mean, the perfumes, miniatures, and the, well, perfume and the miniatures are the main things that I would do, but keeping those samples, blotters, and the bags are just a bit weird to me. Like, why would you do that? And I just don't understand the kind of idea of it. I mean, I'm not here to hate anyone or to judge, but I just don't understand that people who like or have the desire of keeping those samples or those blotters or those bags. Especially the blotters are very interesting to me. Like, if you guys have an explanation of it, why people keep those blotters, then do let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I'm just missing it out. But in general, these are the 5 kind of things or crazy perfume related kind of collection things that people like to collect. So I hope you guys found this video very interesting and enjoyed it. So if you did, please give this video a like, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like these. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, I will see you all in my next video.